Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I usually don't do two reading videos in a day. I think it's overkill. But I was picking up the energy of some. I kept hearing flip some cards as they come and record it. So I'm going to, and the way I do readings, I don't really need any input from anyone. I don't need your questions. So while we're here, I'm going to read something in a moment. But while we're here, if you need to take a moment to pause, you can either think of your questions or write them down. Write down a few to as many questions as you want to see if they get answered. If you're writing them down, keep your pen with you with a paper in case, so that when they get answered, you have the answer there. Now keep in mind, I don't know who's watching this. I don't know what you're going through. All I know is Spirit kept telling me to do a on-the-fly reading, not a zodiac reading. Literally, like as if I'm going to read you in my shop. When I read people in person, I tell them the same thing. Keep your words to yourself. The less you interrupt the reading, the better the reading will be, more accurate. Because then I'm not using your input to fill the reading. This is just a pure channel divine reading. So go ahead and press pause. Write down your questions, what you want to know. Or maybe you already knew this, because it did say, the shells did tell me that this was a psychic, not a channeled message. This was a psychic reading. So, here's what we're going to do. If you don't need to pause while you write down your questions, I'm going to speak from the first pentacle of the moon. So take a few deep breaths in with your eyes closed. In through the nose, down to below your belly button. Hold it for a few seconds. Out your mouth. Because he has opened the gates of copper and bars of iron, he has separated. We open the gates of the unconscious and acquire power over fate. With your eyes closed, visualize what space would look like to you. Understand what space's consciousness is without words or actions or form. And we now invoke the Magician King within your own unconscious mind. We call upon the Great Magician to open the Great Seal. Imagine going into the center of your being. Imagine the lock and key at your center. Place your key inside the lock and tickle the tumblers until it unlatches. Now that the gate is open, go further in, deeper into space. Space is where you find the divine consciousness, the realm of your unconscious mind. Go through the gate and open the gate to the underworld, your unconscious mind, the realm of the unseen, unknown. Only a consciousness like space could observe. You may feel a shiver or a slight sense of vertigo. Downward movement through your body. You can feel this difference in energy go through you. Keep going in deeper with every breath. Once you meet the bottom, welcome the guardian and ask him to follow you as you explore the realms of the unconscious. Okay. So, I'm going to see which angel wants to guide you. And then we'll see what the talisman the angel wants to give you key to. We have Ye'ezel, the power to free somebody from enemies, the power to improve your psychic ability, and the power to get writing published. Here goes the invocation from Psalms 115:11. Yiri ia oi, bitu chu, vaya oi, Ezram aginamhu. Okay. So, those were your powers. Oh, I already lost it. Izael. I'm sure you remember what they said. Free you from enemies. Publish writing and improve your psychic abilities. Okay, so psychic reading. So this isn't a channeled message from gods or God or the universe. This is your unconscious mind called for this reading. Further protection comes from the angel Mebahel. The call of Psalms 9, verse 9. Adonai will also be a high tower for the oppressed, a high tower in times of trouble. So some of you really are feeling suppressed by enemies. And that makes a lot of sense why you psychically called on protection, and I was called to do your reading. So, Mebahel is here to protect you from those who would take your money. Make the truth become clear in a legal situation, and make your enemies reveal themselves through their own errors of judgment. This means they will just be acting irrationally, and you will know what has been going on. So first thing I'm going to do is flip through some Buddha wisdom cards. Shakti power. So here we go. Focus on your questions. If you have your notes down, be ready to take your answers. First card out is mantra seed syllable of the goddess Vajra Varahi. Your words have great power. Use them for the greater good. Okay. Second card out is Padampa Senge, the cremation ground, dwelling tantric master. Be courageous. Anything life gives you can be an inspiration. So it sounds to me you have some depth in your voice. You may feel a little bit intimidated, but you need to understand your words have power. Use them for the greater good. And like this card says, anything can be your inspiration for the greater good. Medicine Buddha at the bottom of the deck. Your words have medicine, okay? So when you speak, you need to remember this. Of course, sometimes wounded individuals, when you touch the wound, it hurts, right? So they react. But your speech is going to be your medicine for others. And whatever you speak on, know that you have the power in what you say that can bring good medicine. So allow anything that strikes your call to share your words. Let it be. Your words are healing. They're medicine to others. Let me put these out of the way. I don't read tarot very fast. I let things come as they do. So we're going to pull some angel oracles. What are these called? Angel prayers. Don't know why my music stopped. Okay, we have peace and harmony. Archangel Raguel. The message is, thank you, Raguel, for surrounding my life in harmonious light. So when you're ready to use the power of your words and you need courage to deliver this message, call on Angel Raguel. Or if you know any practices that help you surround yourself in white protective light or healing light, let that be your courage. You have some trustworthy friends you can call on, and you can give thanks to the universe for surrounding you with people you can trust and love. Words have power. Be courageous. Ask help from others. Medicine Buddha, your words have medicine. The Healer King. So the Healer King came out when we called on the Magician King. So your magical gift is healing. And the angels are with you to surround you with light. When you need protection, always call on friends, whether your friends be in the astral, the etheric, the world beyond, the underworld, or in your own hometown. Okay, if I know. Okay. You have trustworthy friends in heaven, and they're drawing close to you. So when you call on this light, call on your friends from the other realms, the divine realms, and they will come into your need. They will come in to help you through your time, to deliver your medicine. All right, we're going to pull some Tantric Dakini. We've got Living Goddess, Heart Drop. Okay? And being in the present. So, either you are this living goddess incarnated in human form, or you are connected to a goddess that guides you from the other side. Either way, this card talks about embodying your true nature. Like, don't shy away from this. If you believe you're an incarnated goddess or god, fully embrace that. Act as if you are, without, obviously, feeling holier than thou and more righteous than others. And drop into your heart, because you're dropping a lot of people's hearts. People are getting feelings about you because they see you as this living god or goddess. And you're here to remind them to focus on the present moment. Go within, connect to being still. This is your medicine. This is how you help heal others. Help them drop into their heart space, which is the center balance for our chakra system. You are being called to call in your protection. Take up arms. Do what you need to protect yourself, because someone is trying to sacrifice you. We've got Mercury. This is a very communicative, cunning, skilled, intellectual person that wants to sacrifice you. So call on your protection. And don't be afraid to get mean and be heavy. Along with healing, people misunderstand setting your boundaries and intentions with authority as something negative or mean, right? Well, this is far from the case. Most times you cannot set a boundary without being mean, because people with mercurial minds who are obviously willing to sacrifice you are taking up arms. They are not doing it by accident. So if you had any questions about somebody in your timeline that is trying to like go after you or sacrifice your demeanor because you're being seen as this living goddess, heartthrob, you're supported by the angels, and you speak with authority, medicine, and inspiration, you may have to get loud. You may have to demand your authority be respected. You're not seen as this person because you're somebody who is walking around demanding people call you a goddess or feeling above others. You're a very humble person, or else the angels and the people from the other side would not really work with you. It's not how it works. You don't command authority from the divine. You humbly surrender to the flow. And people don't understand that. I remember it happening throughout my life. People demanded I was hiding some kind of secret from them, when all I really did was just surrender and allow myself to get out of the way and be able to be taught from everywhere in the universe. So, let's see. I'm feeling a little drawn to call on some Goetia Tarot. Let's see. I didn't bring my Ars Goetia book here, and I I don't have all of them. I try not to memorize things. It holds too much in your mind. But I do know the cards. But we have Wual with 3 of Cups. So there is a celebration. And on the shadow side, not only are you celebrating, there's also gossip talk amongst crowds, amongst people who are drinking at the bar or drinking heavily, and they're talking about you as well. Remember, shadow, Squisha. So as you celebrate, there is a group that drinks and talks negative about you. Then we have Harfas with the 3 of Wands. As you step back, you notice that these people who talk in private about you are also aiming weapons towards you. Like I said, they're trying to sacrifice you because they overthink. And you may have to set some very strong boundaries or just outright defend yourself with all of your wrath. We have Fornius with the 4 of Pentacles. Now, Fornius is actually a good Goetia to have. He attacks enemy ships that have been set out to sail towards your land or environment, or however that resonates to you. So, someone had tried to send a negative entity, which energy, basically somebody was gossiping in the background and trying to gather up weapons against you so that they could stop your incoming blessings. But what ended up happening is when you're protected by the light, you're also protected by the dark. So whatever negativity, Fornius came and attacked and sunk that ship before it even got out into the deep ocean. Okay. Aemon, 8 of Swords. Yeah, a lot of mind traps here. Okay. So we've got Aemon, the 8 of Swords. We've got Gop, the 7 of Swords. And we've got Murmur, the Empress. So what happened is people were trapped in a mind about someone sneaking around, trying not to be noticed by you as they gathered weapons against you. This person uses her come and get me sexuality to lure people to do things for her, male or female. Put it into your place. Oop, upside down. We don't pull upside down. But in the end result, you win big. So it didn't matter, but here is, if you were intuitively picking up on this, and that is why you called for protection or guidance or a reading, this is your validation. You speak inspirational, powerful messages of healing, right? You're not afraid to call on others. You're surrounded and protected by angels, family on the other side, close friends in your reality, and loved ones in heaven. You have the energy of a living goddess, which can cause heartache to others because they get their feelings involved before. This happens. I remember a long time ago, somebody asking me, why is it when somebody opens a person's heart chakra, that person falls in love? I said, well, you should know what you're doing. If you're opening somebody's heart chakra, you know it has been closed, so you know they have been dealing with sadness. You know that they're very vulnerable, so you should have told them about the emotions and feelings before you open their heart chakra. Remember, not everybody wants to be healed or is ready. And if you're the healer, you need to know some of the consequences that come with opening people's hearts. They see you as something divine when you're no different than they are. You're not even actually the healer. You're just the confirmation that they have the ability to heal themselves, right? But still, when people begin to start to feel good about themselves again, and they're looking at you as something higher than human, their heart and emotions get involved, bring them back to the present. But this isn't a situation that's actually sending an attack towards you. Someone has taken up arms to try to sacrifice you over a overthinking mindset, right? Mercury. They're trying to outskill you with cunning, trickery, negative words, spell work, intellectual mind traps. Stay off of Facebook if, you might get people that are always trying to debate you. That's what I really don't enjoy about social media. I could care less what people put on their profiles. And I will not engage in people with meaningless debates through a phone over a meme, over a picture that took 2 seconds for somebody to look over and have a massive opinion about. So, put on your war face, because yes, there was talk about you in the past or in the background as you were celebrating. You have some heavy protection from not only the angels, but also from the shadows. And these weapons were destroyed before they can get near you. Be mindful, though, the Empress represents female, so I'm just going to go with female. Put it into your situation. It could be a male that's very seductive and alluring, does a lot of kind of come me magic, right? And trying to get away with it without being seen. So she plays a lot of mind games, puts people in their head believing that they should sneak attack on you so that they could win some time with her or whatever. But you've already won. So Ace of Pentacles, you've got the blessing and the tangible resources. So this is really all going to fall. Anyways, like you said, you've got a very large shadow being that protects you from enemies. And you've got angels that also silver line that protection as well. Once you get to a certain point in your life, there is no more shadow. There is powerful guardians, warriors, ancestors, the unconscious, the celestials. These can all be represented as the shadow world. This comes by you owning and accepting your own flaws and not caring what people think about your flaws. Once you become one, you stop blaming a demon for your own fear, okay? Once you stop blaming demons for your fear, the shadow world becomes your guardians of that cannot be seen in the light, because people do work in the darkness to come after people who just live their life for a higher purpose. Let's see what the angels have to say. Ha'amiya. 3 of Wands. So yeah, as you step back away from this, you notice their weapons, because we've got the shadow 3 of Wands. Now we've got the light 3 of Wands. You're stepping away, and yeah, you've seen it coming ahead of time, but you also see the prosperity of your work and efforts that you have laid the foundations for coming in as well. You've seen ahead of time that their ships were sink, right? They were sunken, so there's nothing they can do. Hazael, the Ten of Swords, this situation is over. And Umabel, the Emperor. You should know that along with powerful shadows that protect you, you have some of the most highly powerful, skilled, intellectual, divine angels also guiding your path, supporting your journey. Follow their guidance. We've got Pachalia, Three of Swords, and Melahel, Six of Cups. So these two angels are talking about hurts from the past that you may or may not be aware of. But what's not being noticed is this, whoever this person in the past was that is feeling really hurt, they don't see the hurt they did to you. So your angels are here to take out the hurt of both of you, because remember, we're not biased here. We're not against one person for the other. We don't choose sides. We don't choose a football team. We don't choose a Pepsi or Coke. We don't choose a Republican or a Democrat. We don't choose white, black, Mexican, this, that, and the other. We are energy, and energy is not biased. So the swords need to be removed from both you and whoever is carrying on all of this negative talk behind you. They're just hurt from something in the past, and all they're really looking for is to rekindle the youth within. Find something that is nostalgic to their childhood that makes them feel gifted and good again about their own life. So wish them well, call on your angels to send them healing as well, and remove depression. Have your answers been answered yet? Oh, I heard one person say, no, not all of them yet. So here we go. Yeretel, Ten of Wands, and Habuhia, Six of Swords. So you've carried a lot of burden for other people in your life. And this card doesn't say this, but I'm going to say that it's time to put that shit down. You're not responsible for others' actions. You're not responsible for others' healing journey. You're not responsible to calm situations that are in a storm. It's not your rodeo. It's not your monkey. It's not your circus. Your only responsibility at this point is to continue moving to a better place in life. Anything more? That's it, I heard you say. Okay, we've got Yelahia, the Queen of Swords, and this is saying that in Hauhia, the moon, this is saying that you do not put up with lies, but you are also welcoming to listen to people's words. You're able to see through the lies because you've been through a lot of pain. You've been mistreated, you've been attacked, you've had to deal with people that were plotting negative things to harm you in the background over and over again. You were probably suppressed by people lying on your name. Just anytime you felt like life was going good for you, you have recovered from a lot, which is Queen of Swords energy. It's like, fuck you, but okay, what's up? So you keep your words to yourself. A lot of people misunderstand intelligence with blabbermouth, right? Intelligent people aren't very talkative. They speak when it's necessary, or when it's going to do some good, or when it'll solve a situation, and the rest of the time they just don't indulge in the banter. So, this reading has given you a hand to pull yourself out of the depths of your own psyche, unconscious mind. You may have been wondering, what's going on? Why do I feel this? I feel like somebody's blah, 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 whatever. You know, I hate to say the word I feel like somebody's, because for me, when I notice people saying that, I feel like somebody's casting a spell on me. I've always noticed, and from my own times when I used to believe that, you always did something and you're aware of it. So that's why you have these feelings. So you have these intuitions because at some point, at some time, you did something to cause this. It may have been just speaking powerful medicine that was to heal somebody. Like I said, sometimes when you touch a wound of an injured person, it hurts, they scream, they lash out. So, of course, that doesn't warrant spell work, black magic, manipulation, sexual pederast, taunting people to do their bidding for them. But it happens. Just like I said, the person told me, how come when you open somebody's heart, they fall in love with you for opening their heart? And you're opening their heart. You know, a flood of emotions come out that they haven't allowed themselves to feel for probably decades, right? So, be mindful. Every time you feel like you've been attacked, you had a part in it. So own that, accept that, and be one with your part in this situation. It's helpful for the healing of both. Remember, we are not biased. There is not a God versus the devil here. There is not angels versus the demons. There is human beings who believe that people that they don't like are doing the devil's deeds or are demons themselves. And there are people that are living in God complexes so that they can feel the strength and power to overcome a deep hurt they're not letting anybody know. So they pose for all the Hallmark cards appropriately. Melanie Martinez. What is that song? There's a song. I think it's Dollhouse. Anyways, you should listen to that song. It's about a girl in a family where the mom puts disgusting things in the father's food, where the son is on drugs and the parents don't pay attention because the dad is sleeping with the neighbors, and etc. I think it's called Dollhouse. Melanie Martinez, Dollhouse. I lost my train of thought why that came up. Oh, people who are hurting, they embody a unrealistic version of their light, never embracing their shadow. And they do this to get through something that they're holding very deep within. These are the people that when you heal them, you touch a very deep wound, and they could backlash with negative speech and negative energy. If you know this in a situation in your life recently, well, Now you have your questions answered. I'm going to give you a sigil talisman for magical protect or whatever it comes out. I don't know what's going to come out. Ooh, you need a lot of protection. Here's one for safe travels. So screenshot that. Wait, let me try to get the the reflection of my phone out of there. Oh well, whatever you need to do. This one will keep you safe as you travel, even in the other dimensions, like when you meditate. That's a safe travels talisman. Because you're on the way, you're in happiness, union, and through this happy union, you are rebirthing an entire new way of life, leaving the past behind you. This is probably why there is negativity behind you. Your words carry weight. They give a lot of medicine. They bring a lot of light to the situation. You speak them fluently and calm. That shows courage. People know you are protected by angels, friends, and family, and people on the other side. The living goddess energy. I mean, you know what? To be honest with you, you did the fucking work. So if you're seen as a person that carries the divine light, so fucking what? If people need to pout about that, they will get over it. That's part of the healing. Your message is to drop into your heart, speak only from the heart, and teach people to be present. Allowing them to drop out of the Mercury mind, the ego mind, into the heart, so that these attacks will stop. You have powerful angels working with you, and with those angels, their counterparts are also protecting you. So there's nothing you have to fear, and know that you have already won the prize. You may know who this Shadow Empress is. You may not. If you don't, it's somebody who uses their looks and attraction to get people to do their other bidding, or get other people to do their bidding. When they don't get their way, because the Empress is about attraction, attracting things, luring things to her on the shadow side. When they don't get their way, they're very chaotic, and they want everyone to go against this person, where a light empress would be very nurturing, compassionate, calm, gentle, abundantly providing. This person is working from lack mentality. But as we went through your reading, you had a part in this, so I think you know what to do to remedy it. This person's mind needs to be balanced. That's what the being present meditation is about, the Sri Yantra. I love the Sri Yantra. It's the easiest way to meditate. You stare in the center. You let your thoughts be thoughts. You let them pour out, but because you're staring into the center of that triangle, of that, the whole design, you're not being attached to the words. You're allowing them to pour out until they clear. So, call on your protection. Know that, yes, there was someone trying to sacrifice your name, your honor, through ego, hostility, very unhealthy ego on this person. But this is all coming because you are living in happiness, union, and new life. So, you are now safe in your travels. I hope you remember the angels that were called to work with you in the beginning, because throughout the reading, I don't remember now, but let's see which angel we can send you off with. The power of Pahaliya. Through this reading, you have found balance. You have experienced joy, and now you feel the power to walk your spiritual path. Speak your words of medicine and wisdom. Trust on your friends, family, and environment. Trust on your angels' protection and your passed on loved ones, ancestors, etc. Embody yourself in the light, like this living goddess card says. I don't need to do the invocation. Pahalia. Here's the sigil. Its sigil. Angels are not gender. They're gender fluid. Okay, 45. That was your reading. See you next time.